Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga will today assess the extent of the damage caused by the floods to schools in KZN. The total number of institutions that have been affected now stands at 630. 57 learners, we're told, have lost their lives, while 5 others are still unaccounted for. Let's get you the latest on this now. Bring in Newzroom Afrika's Pelane, who's live to us now from Durban. And Pelane, this is going to be an interesting angle of the big story to watch in a context where we know that, yes, some schools are damaged, but more than 100 of them are completely inaccessible.
More than 100 of them are completely inaccessible, and Ayanda, the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, is here to look at the damages that have been caused by those recent floods, and of course to really bring about those specialities of the advisors who would then tell her what is it that they should do at an urgent basis, so that when life does begin to go back to normal, the children are able to go to school. And you've already rightfully put on the number of over 50 learners that have unfortunately already lost their lives, and many others still remaining unaccounted for, including the parents of many others of those particular children. So a very heartbreaking situation indeed, but the aim is to try and ensure that this basic necessity of schools is re-augmented, of course, with all the activities that are going to try and rebuild the city of eThekwini, in particular the affected areas at this current stage. So we do know that she's not the only minister that is currently on the ground. Many other ministers have been on the ground and currently trying to ensure that the assessment of some of the infrastructure comes into pass. I think it will also be some sort of a report back to the minister, the minister responsible for public works, that is Patricia Dilil, who will then, in conjunction with the Ministry of Education, be able to insist that this is the current way to go as a matter of agency, despite the fact of using mobile classrooms. So the ministerial so-called task team that has been put here now, of course, properly under the Khokta Minister, and the disaster being declared nationally, I'm sure there could be some sort of a movement to assist that. There's been a lot of talk from the residents and as well as from parents that they would have needed the SNDF to come through and assist, even the removal of rubble across the road, and I'm sure that is why you've seen that particular deployment of the SNDF already yesterday. 10,000 strong men and women will be coming through to try and assist clearing the roads, so that those 100 schools that you're talking about, which are currently inaccessible, could be accessed by the communities, and then furthermore the assessment of the damages caused could be made, and whether or not those particular schools could be habitable for the children to return. Currently, before I even hand back to you, it seems like it's going to be quite a sunny day despite the heavy rain that we've seen yesterday. No cloud outside at this particular morning, but the weather is weather. You can never know unless of course the weather people do tell you the kind of day that they'll be expecting. So quite a hot day perhaps we could be expecting today here. No rain whatsoever, unlike yesterday when we've seen during the operations for the search, when the rain really did disrupt that, and they did say that the rain disrupted their opportunities to try and find more bodies. So I'm sure those will be welcomed, highly heavenly interventions, one could add, that the groundsmen who do the searches and rescues from the Virginia airport where they are based will be able to welcome this and be able to continue with their job to try and find those who remain unaccounted for at this current stage.
Phakgadi, thanks very much indeed. Pelane is live to us there from Durban, and he's absolutely right. Mostly clear skies forecast for the eThekwini region for much of today. Temperatures set to peak at around 23 degrees. That will keep increasing to about 27 degrees on Friday. In fact, until Friday, we're expecting clear skies and a 50% chance of rain come Saturday morning. So hopefully that will certainly give some of those who are trying to give some kind of relief to the victims of the floods, much needed space to do exactly that. A big story without a doubt that we'll keep watching for you here on the AM Report.